Network intrusion detection systems, aka NIDs, are a great way to quickly identify potential evil within your network. And it can be a great way to help aspiring analysts, such as yourself, gain practical experience by implementing this into your home network or lab environment. So then you can begin monitoring and analyzing suspicious packets. In today's video, I'll walk you through on how you can get set up and get started with Suricata. And as an FYI, in the MyDFIR SOC Analyst course, we dig into malicious PCAPs using this tool along with Zeek. And I also walk you through on how you can utilize Suricata to help with your investigations. If you wanted to learn more about the course, I'll leave the link in the description down below. Let's get started. Alright, to get started with Suricata, I am going to be using Ubuntu 22.04 Server Edition. I'll leave a link down below on where you can download that. The first thing I want to do once I'm logged in is type in sudo apt-get update and sudo apt-get upgrade-y. This will go ahead and update and upgrade my repositories. Once you see the screen, go ahead and hit enter, and we should be good to go. I'll go ahead and clear this out. And what we need to do next is install the prerequisites for Suricata. Now, I will paste everything in the description down below so it's more easier for you to just copy and paste. But essentially, we are installing 5 packages. Once that's done, I am going to add in Suricata's repository. So I'll type in sudo add-apt-repository ppa://suricata-stable. Hit enter, and I'll hit enter again. And then we'll type in sudo apt install suricata. Type in y and hit enter. Once that's done, go ahead and clear out the screen. And now we can start to enable Suricata service. We can do this by typing in sudo systemctl enable suricata.service. Next, let's check out the status of our Suricata. So type in sudo systemctl status suricata.service. And we currently see it as active, but it is exited. Now we are going to stop Suricata for now. So I'll type in systemctl stop suricata.service. And if I rerun the status, we should see failed because we stopped it. Clear out the screen again. And as a reminder, I am using Ubuntu 22.04. And if you ever come across some errors, do make sure to try and use this particular version. Before we can fully utilize Suricata, we must first edit Suricata's configuration file. And this can be found from the following directory. I'll type in sudo nano/etc/suricata/suricata.yaml. Hit enter, and this is the configuration file that Suricata references. Within this file, there are a couple of configurations that you should be aware of. Firstly is the home net. So if I were to scroll down just a bit here, we can see the home net, and this is essentially your home network. What you want to put in here are the private IP ranges that you currently use for your home network. This will help Suricata understand what is your home network, because as you can see, there is external_net, and it says not home net. In other words, any of the network ranges that are not in your home network, Suricata is going to mark that as an external net. And this is extremely important, especially if you want to create rules. The second configuration option that you should pay attention to are the outputs. There are 2 that are enabled by default, which are fast.log and eve.json. As you can see by the file name, we can see that it says eve.json under eve-log and fast.log under fast. Now these are enabled by default. The fast.log will contain a nice high-level overview of any of the alerts that were generated based on the network traffic, whereas the eve.json will show the full log including additional details. So when you're using Suricata, you will take a look at fast.log, identify any of the alerts that are of interest to you, and then if you wanted to find out further details, you would look into eve.json. The next thing I want to mention is called Community ID. By default, it is set to false, and this Community ID is an identifier that can be used to correlate against other tools such as Zeek. If you wanted to enable this, you simply need to change the false to true, and then save it out. But for now, I'll leave it as false. The last thing I want to talk about is the interface. So if I were to hold Control W and type in interface, just like so, hit enter. Under AF packet, we can see that the interface is referencing ETH0. This right here is extremely important, especially if you're using Suricata to monitor a particular network interface. By default, it is monitoring ETH0. Now your interface might be different. To find out what your interface is, you want to hold Control X to close it out, type in IP space A, and then take a look at where your IP address is. So the first one is the loopback IP. You don't really want that. What you want is the network adapter that actually has your private IP address, or the adapter of interest that you want monitored. In our case, the network adapter that has the IP address that I want to monitor is ENS34. So what that means is I'll hit the up arrow to rerun the sudo nano command, hold Control W, type in interface again, and hit enter. If I wanted to use Suricata to monitor for that particular interface, I'll have to remove ETH0 and type in ENS34. Hold Control X, Y to save, and enter. Now, when I start up Suricata, it will automatically be monitoring for that particular interface. The next thing I want to talk about are Suricata rules. Type in sudo suricata-update list-sources. And here are the rules that come with Suricata. If I scroll up, let's say I'm interested in this rule right here, the ET/open, which is created by Proofpoint, and it is called Emerging Threats Open Rule Set. Before I begin using this rule, I must first add it into my instance. And to do that, we can type in sudo suricata-update enable-source, and then you want to type in the name. So it was ET/open, and I'll hit enter. Now our source has been added. If I wanted to add in, let's say tgreen/hunting, instead of saying ET/open, I would simply replace this with the tgreen/hunting. But do keep in mind that you can't add everything, because there are some rules that have licenses as commercial. And what that means is that it's paid. So instead, what you want to do is look for rules that don't have any commercial licensing. For example, the tgreen one, I don't see a commercial. Scrolling up, for stamus/lateral, I don't see a commercial. And for the one that we used, ET/open, we don't see commercial as well. Again, something to keep in mind. Now that we've added the source, let's go ahead and run the following command, which is sudo suricata-update. And this will update our Suricata instance to include that rule that we just added. Once Suricata has finished updating, you can find Suricata rules under the following directory. I'll type in /var/lib/suricata. If I type in ls, now I know it is hard to see, but the one that we want is called rules. But if I type in ls-la, we can see that the rules directory is currently owned by root. What that means is that I'll go ahead and change into the root user and go into that rules directory. But before we do that, I am going to change the password of root. So I'll type in sudo passwd and then type in root. For the new password, I'll go ahead and type that in. And once I've updated my password, I'll go ahead and change into the user root by typing in su root. Type in the password, and now I am the root user, as you can see right here. Clear out the screen, and now we can change into the directory of rules. Type in ls-la, and we can see two files, classification.config and suricata.rules. I'll cat out the suricata.rules, and because it is quite a large file, I'll go ahead and pipe it into less. And as you can see, there are a ton of different rules within this file. And this is what Suricata is going to constantly be referencing whenever it's analyzing network traffic. I'll press Q on my keyboard to quit, and let's clear out the screen again. So now that I've showed you some rules, the next thing to do is start testing out Suricata to make sure that there are no errors. And to do that, I'll exit out of my root user, and I'll type in sudo suricata-T-c, and then I'll point it over to /etc suricata-yaml-v. And to explain what this command is doing, it is running Suricata with a -T flag. And this tells Suricata to run Suricata in test mode. The -c is forcing Suricata to use this particular configuration file. which is found under /etc/suricata/suricata.yaml. If you have a custom Suricata file that you want to reference, then you simply just need to point it over to that. The -v is for verbose mode. I'll go ahead and hit enter. And if all is well, you should see the message configuration provided was successfully loaded and exiting. And about a minute, I do see that message right here. Configuration provided was successfully loaded, exiting. Nice. So we know for sure that Suricata is working as expected. Now you can run Suricata by starting its service. To do that, type in sudo systemctl start suricata.service. Finally, sudo systemctl status suricata.service. And we can see it is active and running. Clear out the screen here. And let's just see if our Suricata instance is working without using the test mode. And we can do this by navigating to a test site to help us generate some telemetry. Now, before I do that, actually, let's go ahead and change into the directory of /var/log/suricata. If I type in ls, there are two files here, the eve.json and the fast.log. Recall that fast.log will contain the alerts that Suricata had generated. So let me go ahead and cat out fast.log for now, and I don't get anything. Now let's go ahead and navigate to the site that I was talking about. To do this, I'll type in curl http://test.mynids.org/uid/index.html. If I hit enter, this should generate an alert for Suricata. So I'll cat out my fast.log one more time. We do see a GPL attack_response ID check returned root. Potentially bad traffic. That's pretty cool. And lastly, let's check out our eve.json file. And as mentioned previously, this eve.json file will contain a lot more details compared to fast.log. And if I were to scroll up just a bit here, we do see the test mynids.org, and there's also the IP address of where that came from. Now that you have Suricata up and running, it is up to you to begin learning more about how this tool can benefit you and your organization. As a reminder, in the MyDFIR SOC Analyst course, we do go over malicious traffic together using this tool and Zeek. So if you're looking for a more practical hands-on course, you'll have an amazing time. That is it for the video, and thank you so much for watching. If you found this informative, let me know by hitting that like button and subscribe if you want to. Remember to stay curious and do things differently.